Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, as we're getting set for the guys' match here, just underway. 0-0 is your score. If you're just now joining us, the Lady Indians picked up a 2-0 victory in the women's match, and that punched the tickets to the playoffs for the Lady Indians with the victory. So ICC has secured a spot in the playoffs, now playing for positioning throughout the rest of the season. So it's ICC and East Central here in the men's matchup. ICC in the solid white kits, and you've got the gold faded into black kits for East Central. ICC enters with a 5-4-1 overall record, 3-1-1 record in the North. For East Central, they're 6-5-1, 2-1-1. And the North, of course, that tie for both teams is shared amongst themselves. ICC jumped out to a 3-0 lead over East Central. East Central rallied to tie it 3-3, and that's where it ended after double overtime. And so this matchup here is a big-time one between these two teams. ICC, as we said, 3-1-1 in the North. East Central, 2-1-1 in the North. Hines leading the North at 4-1. They just picked up a big-time win earlier this week over ICC. Holmes, 1-3 in the North. Northwest, 0-4. East Central with it. They're working left to right on your screen here. We do appreciate those that are watching on Let'sGoICCTV.com. Once again, as I said during the women's match, I'll say it here again, not feeling 100% this afternoon, so I apologize if I sound a little off today or just sound a little weird, or more weird than normal, I should say. Brandon White comes up and makes a play on that one, now sends this one down the pitch. Beautiful day for soccer here in Fulton. Temperatures in the low to mid 80s. Breezy at time. Humidity right around that 50% mark. So not just too bad muggy this afternoon in Fulton. Raphael Henry up top. Running camera for Let'sGoICCTV.com. Lee Adams is on the sideline taking photos for ICCimages.com. You can order those images and more on ICCimages.com. The digital downloads are available for $1. So ICC with it, trying to work it in the middle of the pitch. East Central takes it away. A lot of the time right now being spent around midfield between these two squads. East Central with it now. They wear the pink socks with their gold and black uniforms. Luis Garcia losing control of it. East Central gets it back. Big time matchup here between these two squads. The winner of this one could jump in the driver's seat for finishing second in the North. Of course, the winner also still has a shot at that finishing in that number 1 spot in the North, chasing Hines right now, who is 4-1. They've got 12 points. I believe ICC has 8 maybe. Or no, excuse me, they have 10 points. And now here comes East Central. East Central with an opportunity here, one of the best opportunities early in the evening. Saved by Brandon White, and then there's the goal on the backside. Good job that time, sticking around for the putback. And our early goal there, I believe that was number 11. Yes, it was. Hunter Holdness with the goal. And that time the Indians just caught napping, and East Central takes full advantage of it. 1-0 now. East Central with the lead over ICC. Coach Sullivan just coming out to the sidelines, puts his hands in the side and asks his guys, what's the problem? So East Central strikes early. 1-0 is your score in favor of EC. East Central controlling once again. They have controlled possession, haven't necessarily controlled the field position. Now they send it to the middle of the pitch. It's going to skip away, and just a miscommunication there by the Indians. A pair of Indians trip over each other, and here comes East Central again. The Indians get back nicely that time, just miscommunication on the part of ICC. And East Central trying to take advantage again. Easily being could look like close to a handball. Players and bodies flying all over the place. That kick is high over the backstop and into the Grove area. So the Indians off to a sluggish start here against East Central. And credit East Central for taking advantage. Hunter Holdness with the goal after the shot ricocheted off the keeper. As this is Ryan Morgan weaving his way through traffic. Drops it off to Resendez. And East Central once again applying a lot of pressure to ICC. After ICC gets to midfield, they pretty much just take it away. And now it's starting to become where East Central is just dominating the time of possession and the field position in this contest. Once again, Indians try to send it ahead, and East Central takes it away. 1-0 is your score. East Central with the lead. As this one going towards the sideline, out of bounds, and goes out of bounds, and ICC will have a toss in. And the throw in is taken away by East Central. Right now, ICC just cannot do anything right. You can credit a very aggressive start to the contest by the Warriors. I don't know what that was, but somebody was very excited across the way with a yell. Indians with it. Longest possession they've had of the afternoon. Nice little fancy footwork as that ball was sent across the middle, and East Central just takes it away. Just seems like East Central is in the right spot at the right time each time the Indians get the least bit something going. And now they're going to go over the top of it. And that's going to be a foul on ICC. So that results in a free kick coming up here for East Central. They already lead 1-0. If they can make this thing dangerous, Brandon White is going to be looking right back into the light here. Or say right back into the light, right back into the sun from this angle. So we'll see what he elects to do here. They send it. White comes up, deflects that one off the head of the East Central player. And looks like Brandon White is shaken up on the play. So he took a shoulder right into the stomach of that last play. So he's just asking for a moment to catch his breath. Here a quick word from Little Caesars.
The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message.
Surrender to the toppings.
Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza.
Welcome back as the referee allowed Brandon White a little bit extra time to catch his breath. As we said, kind of just caught an inadvertent shoulder right in the stomach to knock the breath out of him. White steps into that goal kick and sends it down the pitch. Resendez sends it out wide. That's going to be Ballesteri with it now. East Central tries to clear it. Or are they going to say it's last touch by ICC? Nope. It'll be a goal kick coming up here for the Indians. ICC trails in this contest. By the score of 1-0. So a corner opportunity coming up here for the Indians. Sends it long, and it's going to be deflected out by East Central out of bounds. So it'll be a toss-in coming in here for ICC. Well, the Indians just not looking sharp out of the gate here, much like what they struggled with against Hines earlier in the week. Need to find a way to just get something going their way. That kick is going to be sailing wide and out of bounds. So 1-0 remains the score here. Coming up on 36 minutes to play here in the first half. Lady Indians win 2-0 in the first match of the day. They punched their tickets to the postseason. Indians trying to find the equalizer here in this one, trailing 1-0 to East Central here early in the contest of the nightcap. ICC will be on the road on the 13th at Northwest before returning home against Holmes. And White comes up and makes the quick and smart decision to come up and scoop that one up. Well, East Central coming sharp out of the gate, looking extremely good. Was able to get a deflection off the keeper and score the goal to take a 1-0 lead. That was Hunter Holdness scoring the goal. Now East Central with it again, trying to build on this 1-0 advantage. Nicely taken away that time by the Indians. Here comes ICC pushing it up the pitch. Out of bounds, and last touch they're going to say by the Indians.
Let's go, boys, come on. Hey, let's get off this end, White.
So ICC needs to find a way to get the ball on their side of the pitch and control it that way for quite a while, as they're being smothered by East Central on their own side of the field right now. Now here comes another opportunity, and right in the gut that time of Brandon White. A nice save by White. You kind of hear Coach Sullivan still upset with his guys on the pitch right now, telling them they're sleepwalking. So the ball taken away. East Central now gets it back. Crosses over the middle. And ICC able to get that one away before East Central could make it dangerous. Clears it out. Garcia gives it back over now. That's going to be Resendez with it. Resendez leads it ahead, but East Central there to clear it out. Once again, East Central just seems to be a step and a half ahead of ICC early in this contest. So the Indians need to find a way to rally and kind of gather themselves here and see if they can find the equalizer in this one as we approach the 33-minute mark. There's about, well, from my clock on the scoreboard to the clock on the actual scoreboard clock's about a 20-second difference right now. So it's actually 33:30 to go here in the first half. As the Indians control, send it ahead. Good idea, but nobody there for the Indians as they try to put the header on at that time. And it's scooped up easily by East Central. Now you're starting to see East Central not really working with purpose as they lead this one early 1-0. Sends that one up. Chase Huddleston comes up and tries to break that one up, but once again, East Central just in the right spot at the right time. ICC with it. Heredia with it. And Huddleston saves it for the Indians. Indians just look all out of sorts right now. As they send it ahead, trying just to find anything going, sending it out wide. This is Ballesteri with it. Breaks off one guy. Trying to drive inside. Ball broken up nicely by East Central. Forces it back out wide. Sends it back to Chase Huddleston. Huddleston, his leg failed him that time as the East Central player came up and jumped in front of him. He was going to try to check up on that one. Got just enough of a foot on it to send it out of bounds. So a tough break there for the Indians. Good opportunity, just could not cash in on it. Substitution coming into the match here for East Central is going to be number 6. That is going to be Dylan Green. Green into the contest. This substitution being brought to you by Renaissance Bank. Looks like number 16, Randy Argueta, will also check into the contest here for East Central. EC quickly on the attack, trying to catch the Indians napping defensively, but ICC recovers nicely, forces the ball back to midfield. And up the middle they go with it, and there's Huddleston stepping in front of that one. Now ICC trying to go on the attack. You say East Central quickly just jumping and smothering ICC defensively. Tries to send that one ahead and it's out of bounds. And it'll go to the Indians. So ICC with it now. They trail 1-0, trying to find the equalizer with about 31 minutes to go here in the first half. Send it ahead and nobody there for the Indians, so it'll be an easy play here for East Central. Huddleston's going to break that one up, drops it back. East Central doing a great job of just forcing the ball back and away from the Indians' goal defensively. They're really just smothering this ICC offensive attack and taking advantage of some great opportunities here offensively. Here's another one for East Central. Trying to go across the middle. ICC finally comes up and makes a stop on the ball after a lot of dribbling that time by the one player from EC. Up they go, and East Central sends it out of bounds. Brandon Kane should probably get to check in this contest, and he will. This substitution being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union, the ICC BSU, and Brother Chris Burrows invites all ICC students to come join them Monday nights at 7:07. Also, Wednesdays at lunch. All they ask is you bring $2 and a friend. Don't forget that $2 for your friend to enjoy a word and lunch there at the ICC BSU. They're located right across the street, kind of at an angle from the Student Service Building, or for those that are more familiar with campus, right across directly from the e-learning building here on the Fulton campus. Resendez took it away momentarily, but a nice quick decision by East Central just to send that one out of bounds, negated what could have been an easy opportunity. Wow, they're going to say it's East Central ball though, so I guess it deflected off a ICC player. So a toss in over the top, and again, no communication by ICC as East Central nearly came back and got that one. And that no-look pass, just trying to get something going there, just a little too fancy. And now here come the Indians on the attack. This is going to be Kane. Kane tries to send it ahead to Resendez, send it behind him, and Resendez thought that pass was actually to someone else. And so now East Central, once again, when they get the ball, man, they just go quickly to the attack in this situation, looking much, much more aggressive than the Indians here in the early going. ICC has had very few trips or spent a very lot of time on the opposite side of the field. They have been they're back against the wall a lot so far here in the first half. Good idea, but ICC broke it up that time, so East Central will have to reset their offense. And it's taken away that time by the Indians. Logan Little with it now on the far side of the pitch, tries to send it ahead. Opportunity here for the Indians, but EC breaks it up yet again. So as I said, it just seems like East Central's about a step and a half quicker than the Indians so far here in the first half, and it shows they lead 1-0 after a nice deflection, or a save I should say, by Brandon White, turned into a deflection right in directly into the foot of Hunter Holdness, who went opposite of the momentum of the ICC players coming towards him, was able to find the back of the net and give East Central a 1-0 lead. East Central takes that one away with ease, and now quickly trying to go on the attack, sending it out wide. And the ball is out of bounds, last touch by East Central. So it'll be Ryan Morgan to send this one in. Indians just got to find something going. ICC has spent a lot of time on the wrong side of the pitch, and there's EC just taking that lazy touch away from the Indians. Ahead they go, and then that time East Central, the first time they've looked a little out of sync tonight, as that one was taken away by the Indians. So ICC trying to find some rhythm here. 26 minutes and about 50 seconds to go here in the first half. Ball is just being pinballed around all over the place. Neither team can really find possession right now, and ICC controls it. Indians, though, need to get the ball across midfield. They're just spending way too much time sending the ball back to the keeper in this situation, trying to allow the offense to reset. White with it. He's spending a lot of time with the ball, and that allowed East Central to set up. Resendez with it, tried to send it ahead, taken away by East Central.
Hey, let's get off this end. What do you say now?
Sends it ahead. East Central keeping possession. And there's the Indians stepping in front of that one is Cesar Perez. Perez with it now on the far side of the pitch. Out of bounds, back to East Central. East Central with it now, just weaving their way through traffic. ICC just not making anything difficult right now on the Warriors. Shot from way outside and easily hauled in that time by Brandon White. He's going to try to up the tempo quickly. Slings this one out wide. That's going to be Ryan Morgan with it. Back across the middle. Ballesteri with it now. Cuts it across the middle. Weaving his way through traffic and loses the handle on it. Once again, East Central getting the break. ICC takes it back. East Central battling for it. Now here come the Indians on the attack. Up ahead they go. Opportunity here for the good guys as this is going to be Resendez who gets it, pokes it, sends it across. Nothing there and cleared out nicely that time. Good attack that time. Good idea by the Indians. Just could not find a way to stick that one home. Tough break there for ICC. A chance to find the equalizer. Couldn't do so. And now the ball goes back to East Central. So that was the best attack of the evening by the Indians. So see if the Indians can build off a little bit of that momentum. Now East Central sees the Indians with the ball. Going on the attack, that's Perez on the far side of the pitch. Spins it back. That's going to be Bogle with it. Bogle breaks away from the defender. And then there's East Central stepping in front of it. Now here comes East Central on the attack. Opportunity here, 3-on-2 in favor of the Indians. Late help coming up. Good job that time by ICC. The good clean slide tackle to take the ball away. East Central, though, keeps possession, fires from distance, wide and right. And right now, East Central just dominating this match. Time of possession, shots on goal. The Indians just looking extremely sluggish this afternoon in the early goings of this one. Coming up now on 24 minutes to play. ICC trailing 1-0 to East Central here in this North Division matchup. This is a battle here for second place. The winner of this game pretty much jumps into the driver's seat with just a few North Division matches left for at least getting the home matchup or the second place match. Still got a shot at first place in the North. So the Indians with it. East Central just smothering ICC defensively, not giving them anything easy here. It's almost like they're playing with an extra man. It's just how quick they're moving defensively. Be a foul whistle there on Dylan Green, tripping up Perez across the way. So Perez will get set to toss this one in. As we said, October the 13th, ICC will be back in action at Northwest. Rangers, they don't have a broadcast out there, but they do live stats. Kevin Maloney, who helped with the broadcast while we were here in Fulton in the Northwest matchup. Always doing a great job out there for Northwest Athletics. This one over the top. And once again, East Central just a step quicker than the Indians, able to get there and beat us to the ball. So now here comes East Central after the Indians finally get some penetration deep into their territory. East Central quickly flipping field position here. Dangerous cross, but taken away by Perez. Perez getting the business, and a whistle is blown. Well, good news for the Sports Information Department. There's no type of sporting events this weekend, so a rare weekend that we'll be able to enjoy some downtime, and we need it, folks. Lee Adams, Raphael Henry, doing a great job for the Sports Information Department, as well as just community relations altogether, going well beyond their description of their job detail, doing a lot of things outside the world of sports. This will be a corner opportunity coming up here for the Indians. The Indians need to make this thing dangerous here, see if they can find the equalizer. Sends it inside, trying to get the header, and nothing there. Cleared out by East Central.
Allie, can you see people coming from all directions when you're up on your high?
So ICC with it now, trying to find a way to get that equalizer. Squeezes it through, but deflected and easily hemmed in that time by East Central. So ICC with it now. ICC starting to do a much better job of controlling some possession. As soon as I say that, East Central comes in and takes it away. That should be a handball. There's been about 3 or 4 times this afternoon, including the women's match, that we've seen things that we thought should be called handball. Both coaches arguing the call and none of the referees making the call. So maybe they have changed the ruling of what exactly is a handball in soccer. Trying to go long, off the head. Here comes the opportunity for the Indians. This is Logan Little trying to send it forward. Deflected nicely that time by East Central, and East Central's just going to be able to run it down and get it before it goes out of bounds. And then they have to kick it out of bounds as they lost it in the corner that time. Man, folks, whenever I say just everything seems to be going the way of EC here early on, just every time ICC has an opportunity. And is it in? No.
Hey, right idea, guys. Stay with it now.
And that's going to be a corner opportunity. Man, that was a blistering shot from distance. Thought it had a chance to ricochet off the glove of the keeper to find its way in the net. Instead, off his hands and goes out of bounds. So, result in another corner opportunity here for the Indians. Got to find a way to cash in on this one if you're the Indians. 1-0 is your score in favor of East Central. Sends it on its way. Went to the backside, nobody there. As Chase Huddleston knifed in hard, trying to get the header on goal, just a little too far out of his reach. This kick is going to be sent and nearly. That one's going to be gone for a while, folks. That one over the back of the concession stand, probably in the maintenance area if it was able to make it over Firewater Creek out there in the background. But it results in another Indian corner kick coming up here. So the Indians send this one in. Huddleston just could not quite time the jump that time, and East Central clears it out. ICC doing a much better job of keeping the ball on this side of the pitch this time down. Huddleston goes up, he's offside. Tough break there for the Indians. Has got that look they were looking for, got the ball inside to Huddleston, who has a very powerful leg. If you get him that close to the goal, he's got a little bit of movement on his shot selection, so he can go high-low on you and make things extremely difficult on a keeper. So a break there for East Central. Now ICC with his Ballesteri with it, trying to get in the open field, leaves it up to Resendez. Resendez, the reigning MSCJC player of the week, getting the business, and the official letting them play there. And it will come up another corner opportunity here for the Indians. Eventually one of these have got to go for ICC. As Resendez was getting pushed all around inside the box that time, the official electing to let him play. 17.5 and some change to go here. Little sends this one, and it's going to be cleared out by East Central. Perez with it now. And Perez is tackled and knocked down, so this will be a free kick opportunity coming up here. Resendez sends it ahead. Really nobody for ICC, like they were ready for that one, as East Central easily clears that one out, now controls. Taken away by the Indians. This is Ryan Morgan with it now. Morgan sending it out wide. Just going to be a foot race here, and it's going to go out of bounds. It should be East Central ball, and it is. Substitutions getting set to come in for both teams. Looks like a trio of subs. Checking in here, number 11, Holdness, who has the lone goal on the afternoon for East Central. You got number 8, Chris Perez, and Diego Munzo coming in for East Central. For ICC, it'll be Jake Kirkpatrick checking in. These substitutions being brought to you by Renaissance Bank. 50-50 ball heading down the pitch, and the Indians take quick control of it. But then there's East Central just a step faster than the Indians this afternoon, coming up and getting on that one. It's going to be saved back. That was Resendez with it. Quickly up the pitch they go. ICC trying to find a little extra gear here. This Ballesteri, who had the ball taken away by East Central. Clears it back. There's Chase Huddleston to get it. Huddleston wants to send it wide. Ballesteri gets it now, drops it off on the far side of the pitch, and they're going to reset through Perez. Back in the corner, Perez being hawked by the East Central defender, and then East Central comes up and takes it away. Now here comes EC on the attack. And the ball's kicked away that time by Bogle, and that's going to be a foul on ICC. So this will be a free kick coming up here for East Central. And another chance for making a dangerous opportunity here for the Warriors. This is going to be number 10, Artica, getting set to put a foot on this one. See if he's going to put it on goal or just going to try to put it on cross. And he's going to put it on the cross. And the ball is deflected out, and a loose scramble for it. Now here come the Indians. ICC trying to get out in the open field. This is going to be a foot race here. Kirkpatrick with it. Kirkpatrick on the cross. This is still going to be Bogle with it now. Bogle sends it back across the middle and cleared out that time by East Central. ICC, though, keeps possession. Shot from distance, too tall.
Not bad.
That was Heredia coming in on the shot opportunity there. Substitution coming in here. This is going to be number 4, Courtney Moore, for East Central coming into the contest. Checking out will be number 23, Joseph Stewart. Stewart has looked impressive this afternoon. His shot that was blocked resulted in a putback goal for East Central. 1-0 is your score. Coming up on 14 minutes to play now here in the first half. East Central dominated the possession of the game in the opening moments of it. ICC has been able to battle back now, kind of settle down and get possession in their favor here on the last few moments of the first half. Ball is almost out of bounds. East Central is able to chase it back. As I said, East Central has just been about a step and a half quicker than the Indians this afternoon, and it's paid off so far, especially defensively, taking away some easy opportunities and making some plays to make things difficult defensively on the Indians that they've been smothering. The referee says play on after both players went to the turf. And now Huddleston tries to send it ahead, and right there again is East Central jumping in that passing lane. Now here come the Warriors on the attack. Tried to poke it out wide. It's got a man out there. If it stays in bounds, yes it does. Able to chase it down and get there. Now sends it from distance, too far, too wide, out of bounds. Goal kick coming up here for the Indians. Now there's just really no life out of this Indian squad this afternoon, as there will be a substitution coming in here. This will be Brian Vogel, a freshman out of New Hope, checking into the contest here for the Indians. Sully looking for anybody that can provide a spark here for the Indians. East Central leads 1-0 here, but that lead feels much larger if you're an ICC fan, as East Central has pretty much dominated majority of this first half of play. Ahead they go with it. EC pokes it ahead, just too tall on the cross, and a break there for the Indians, but then a poor touch and sends it back, but Brandon White's able to get there and make the save. Big time play by Brandon White, coming up and making the save on that one. We'll take a look at that on the Little Caesars replay. Got a pretty good little shot on it, but White was able to come in there and get in front of that one and keep the game at 1-0. Back to live action now. ICC tries to send it ahead, but it's taken away by East Central. East Central controls easily. And now EC with it, looking to go to work. And then taken away by ICC. Trying to erase that one ahead, and man, good idea, but East Central just in the right spot at the right time yet again to get ahead on that one and break up that send ahead. So here comes East Central on the attack, and that's going to be a foul on ICC. Should come up with a free kick here for the Warriors. So this one, sending it to the reverse side of the pitch. Cleared out. East Central able to keep possession of it, though, but then the Indians free it up. And then this time trying to clear it out, and it's popped straight up in the air. Got some bad spin on it. Still loose, and East Central out battles the Indians for it. Still loose. And ICC finally wins the battle. This is Resendez with it, looking to go to work. Gets a triple team around him, and then that time just too far ahead for Ryan Morgan, able to catch up with it. Would have been a great opportunity for ICC as East Central once again staying aggressive, and then quickly throws it in. ICC not paying much attention. And that kick is going to be wide and off goal. So a break there for the Indians as ICC fell asleep on the throw-in that time. As looks like number 7, Luis Garcia, will be coming into the contest here for the Indians. Inside 10 minutes to play now. In the first half, it's 1-0 East Central. East Central has been the aggressor here in the first half. 50-50 ball down the pitch, and it's going to be tall and controlled by East Central. EC with it now. Just EC can do no wrong. When they make their touches, make their cross, makes their passes, everything has been extremely crisp here in the first half of play. Swinging it out wide on the wing. Trying to fire it inside, broken up that time by Perez. And Perez then just kicks it back, and they go out of bounds to East Central. Just no life on this ICC team. Nothing, no chatter coming out of the dugout. Everybody kind of just laid back watching the match. To be fair, it's a Friday afternoon. Long weekend for the players as they don't have school on Monday. So that focus may not just be there today for the Indians. And a whistle and a foul on ICC. So another free kick opportunity coming up here for East Central. 1-0 is your score. Warriors with the lead. Dangerous ball here, and it's going to be saved that time by White. And then the Indians just a poor touch, send it across the middle, and pokes it. What a save! Great job that time by Brandon White. If not for that effort right there, it's a 2-0 contest. Lazy effort by the Indians, and then a beautiful effort that time by White coming up and making the save. And East Central now with it as we're back to live action. That replay being brought to you by Little Caesars. The ball up the pitch, and it's controlled by East Central. This game going much like, or back to the way it was when we started. East Central dominating the time of possession, field position in this one. Ball's going to be out of bounds, and last touch by ICC. Scramble for it, and it's going to go out of bounds. Should be East Central ball, and it will be. Remind everybody, stay tuned. We'll have the Little Caesars halftime show where you can watch the ICC All-American Band performance. We'll hear a word from Little Caesars, a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics. ICC football to be back here on Let'sGoICCTV.com, the red channel, on Thursday as they travel to Clarksdale. That'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff, 6:40 start time for the Choice Pond pregame show. If you're away from your computer, you can listen to that one on FM 95 Sports out of Amory. That's 95.7 FM or FM95radio.com. Here come the Indians. This is Garcia with it. It's going to swing it out wide. Indians trying to find that equalizer here, trailing 1-0. But there's East Central once again, just in the right spot at the right time. I know I sound like a broken record, ladies and gentlemen, but East Central has just been where they need to be made the plays they needed to make here so far in the first half to keep the Indians off the board. That one's going to be sent ahead and out of bounds. It'll be, East Central ball on the goal kick. 6 minutes to play. And we're going to have a substitution coming into the match here for ICC. Sam Young, a freshman defender out of Caledonia, will check into the matchup, or check into the match, I should say, here for the Indians. Well, I imagine it's going to be a spirited halftime for Coach Sullivan and the Indians, as ICC has not looked sharp so far here in the first half of play. They trail 1-0, but for some reason it just feels like it's a 2-3-0 contest so far. There's Bogle, who steps in front of that one, deflects it off one of his own teammates, and it goes out of bounds to East Central. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, that play kind of wraps up and perfectly paints the picture of how the first half has been here for the Indians. When things go against you and need to go the way one way or the other, East Central has been the one to be able to get the break so far here in the first half. Not taking anything away from East Central in that sense, that they've just been extremely aggressive, has been extremely sharp, and have controlled and dominated the time of possession and field position so far in this contest. Brandon White has made 2 or 3 beautiful saves to keep this a 1-0 contest. Indians with it now, just trying to get the ball up the pitch, as East Central once again extremely aggressive defensively and forcing the Indians in some bad touches, and a turnover there by the Indians. Now here comes East Central, swinging it out wide. Young trying to get to it, and Young is tackled. It's almost like there's a wall or just a dramatic heel near midfield for the Indians. As soon as they get to that midfield part of the pitch, things just get sluggish. They can't quite get over that hump in this contest, and East Central doing a good job of forcing that issue there. Over the top they go with it, trying to go long, and East Central will quickly and easily scoop that one up and send it back in their direction. So ICC with it now, inside 4 minutes to play. 1-0 is your score. So ICC with it now, trying to go over the top, but nobody there. Guess they're looking for Garcia, who was on the middle of the pitch, and ball knifed away from him, easily scooped up that time by East Central. Sun starting to set here in Fulton, and clouds moving into the areas we talked about. There's supposed to be some inclement weather moving into the area as the week progresses. We do want to remind everybody to stay conscious about your surroundings and the weather coming through your area. Hopefully nothing serious will come through, just maybe some heavy rains. We can use some rain. Huddleston with it, and he is knocked down, but they say play on. This is Garcia. Garcia looking to go on the attack. Ball is poked out wide. He tried to save it before it goes out of bounds, and it just eventually goes out of bounds on ICC. Substitutions into the game here. Number 17, Logan Wilkerson for East Central, and it's going to be number 23, Luis Balachetti, coming in here for ICC. 2 minutes, 13 seconds to go here until halftime. 2 minutes and 13 seconds cannot run off quick enough if you're an ICC fan. You're hoping the Indians can find a way to recoup and kind of just get their mojo going here in the second half. Pushing the back there is going to be on East Central at midfield. The East Central player kind of pleading his case there to the referee. So ICC needs to find a way to see if they can find this equalizer and grab a little bit of momentum heading into halftime. And up the pitch they go with it. And East Central clears it out, but ICC gets it back, and a bad touch there taken away by EC. And And EC wastes no time whatsoever flipping the field position in this contest. Ball goes out of bounds, and ICC is going to try to hurry up here. Coming up on a minute to play in the first half. ICC trailing 1-0 here to East Central. And the ball is bounced around and sit out of bounds, and East Central will have it at midfield. So East Central is going to toss it in here. And it's going to be taken away by the Indians. ICC, can they get a last-second surge here to possibly find the equalizer, get a little bit of momentum heading into halftime? Trying to send it ahead, but broken up nicely that time by East Central. And EC will scrap and clear that one out now. 15 seconds to go until halftime. And that's going to pretty much do it for your first half, unless he just shoots it from distance. He does. Going to have to hurry. And smart play that time by Brandon White, as ICC thought the clock was going to run out. And either way it goes, that nightmare first half is over for the Indians. East Central, all the credit to the Warriors. The more aggressive, the more physical, the more dominant team there in the first half. They take a 1-0 lead here over the Indians. We're going to take a break here. Word from Little Caesars and come back with the ICC All-American Band. Here at the half, ICC trails at 1-0 to East Central.
When I grow up, I'm going to redefine pizza. One that will change the history of pizza forever. A pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni. This is my dream, and I can do it. Because my mom and dad said I can accomplish anything. And I will do great things in life.
Sorry, kid, it's been done.
But my dream...
Introducing Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizza, a large pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza, pizza.
feature, Carlos Santana's Smooth. Reporting on with this percussion feature, Gloria Estefan's 1985 hit tune, Conga. Also featured on trumpet are Lydia Short of Pontotoc, Brandon York of Amory, Danielle Creighton from Tupelo, Jenna Harris, Mantachi, Armando Quinones from Pontotoc, Daniel Torres from Tupelo, Holly Jones, Pontotoc, and Micah Collins from South Pontotoc. Color guard captains are Valerie Blake of Itawamba, Amaya Lee of Aberdeen. Percussion captains are Logan Freeman from Corinth and Jeremy Hendricks from Tupelo. ICC All-American Band directors are Ryan Todd.
I got a great deal on pizza.
He went to Little Caesars and got an extra most bestest with the most cheese and pepperoni for just $6.
I got a terrible deal on pizza.
Give me that.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni at the nation's best price. Little Caesars $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza, pizza.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef.
No, corn-fed.
On the grill.
Now, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula. Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkeys are for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that.
Strictly with the Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor. Jose Housley, I work at Renaissance Bank here in Aberdeen from Amory, born and raised there. Been working in Aberdeen for about 15 years. This is a great community I work in, but it's an amazing company, organization that I work for at Renaissance Bank. I'm the 12th child, but I'm the first and only one of my siblings to go to college and graduate. That was my motivation. I wanted to do something that they never had done, and that was it. My mom encouraged me so. She said, I can't afford for you to go to college, but she said, there are two things I can do for you. She said, I can push you and I can pray for you. I said, so from this day forth, my mind's made up. When I graduate high school, I will go to college, no matter how long it takes me. And when I stepped foot on Itawamba Community College campus, I knew that was the place for me. I just had this certain feeling, this certain vibe. This is the place for me. And that's what ICC is. That's what it's about. It's the start of something great. It might be small to other junior colleges, but guess what? They will empower you so it will make you say, if I had to do it over again, I'm starting at ICC again. Because this is the greatest experience I've had throughout my college career, starting my college career. I wouldn't change a thing. They have great professors. The college campus is so neat. It is so beautiful. But man, when the sun shines at Itawamba, it makes you think you're in heaven. That's what I love about it. And the professors. Oh, I had one English professor, Miss McCrimmon. That lady was like a mother to me. That's the sweetest teacher you could ever want to meet. And she knew that I had something on the inside of me to let me know, hey, you can do and be whatever you want to be. She would always encourage me. When I needed extra help, I would go to Miss McCrimmon. She didn't have a problem at all. And that's what really, that was the glue that really made it stick. I am ICC. I will always be ICC. Because ICC calls me to get an Associate of Arts degree, and it calls me to go on to a university to get my BS degree. But if it had not been for ICC, I wouldn't be sitting in this seat that I'm sitting in right now. I wouldn't be the person that I am right now. ICC, they shaped me, they molded me. So if I could say anything to the kids that's getting ready to graduate high school, let ICC be your first choice. Because I promise you, it won't be your last choice. Itawamba Community College. That's my family.
With Farm Bureau, you're getting local agents, great auto rates, and fast, friendly claims.
Great. Glad I went with Farm Bureau.
No, it's Farm Bureau.
Farm
Say it with me. Farm. Farma. You know what? Doesn't matter. Either way, you're all set.
See? That's what I've been saying.
For coverage you can't beat, Farm Bureau Insurance.
All right, we're back with one of the best dunkers in basketball. His name is Zach LaVine.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right, enough with the jibber jab. Let's roll Zach's top 10 dunks. Okay. Oh, look at that.
Hachi, chachi, donkey, reenie.
Guys, these aren't my dunks. These are sandwiches.
Welcome to our house. That's right. We live here.
You live here with the sandwiches?
No, I have a home and a wife and a child. I live here with the sandwiches.
Try the new Dunked Ultimate Chicken Sandwich in 3 bold flavors and get half-price shakes and ice cream slushes after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
I got a great deal on pizza.
You went to Little Caesars and got an extra most bestest with the most cheese and pepperoni for just $6.
I got a terrible deal on pizza.
Give me that.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni at the nation's best price. Little Caesars $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We get set to start the second half of play. ICC trailing East Central 1-0 after a very lethargic first half for the Indians. And ICC and Coach Sullivan, very spirited halftime speech, basically putting everybody back out there, starting them as they said, look, guys, we're better than we played in that first half. Let's go out and prove it. So ICC wanting to be the aggressors to start the second half here. Huddleston with it now, trying to swing it wide. There's East Central stepping in front of it, trying to go over the top with it. And Bogle will step in front of it, and then it's going to be kicked wide and out of bounds. Last touched by East Central.
Hey, we missed 2 opportunities right there.
We're actually going to say last touch by ICC. Okay, then. So Huddleston takes it away. Sends it out wide. Now here come the Indians. That ball's going to be sent out of bounds and up top here in the near the ICC Foundation broadcast booth, as we're going to be joined here momentarily by Coach David Strother. Coach Strother and the Lady Indians victorious earlier today, 2-0 over East Central in the first match of the afternoon, and joined now by Coach Strother, and we'll kind of just converse as the game goes on here. First off, Coach, congratulations on the win and punching your ticket to the playoffs.
Well, thanks, man. I don't think we quite realized that this game would clinch the playoff spot until it got a little bit closer. As it got about, I think, Wednesday, we started talking about it. And so just great to see the girls respond to some of the challenges that we talked about before the game. And even at halftime with it being 0-0, great opportunity right there, and we're right back in it.
And a big-time goal there, and maybe that's all we needed was just to see Coach Strother come in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. I believe that was Resendez coming from distance. As you take a look at it there, going top shelf, and times the match now at 1-1, and Coach, a big-time goal there for the Indians.
Yeah, and I think that's something that we needed. We can talk a little bit later about the women's game, because this is an important match for the guys to see how they're responding, being 1-0 down at halftime. You can see just in the first 2 minutes of the second half, Resendez, who's just been smooth on the ball all season long, get an opportunity and finishing a top quality finish that a lot of times players in our league don't have the opportunity to finish.
Absolutely, and that's one thing that Coach Sullivan talked to his guys about at halftime, saying, look, guys, we played that first half kind of miserable, not taking anything away from East Central. They came out, they were the aggressors, they dominated the time of possession, field position, but they were able to come out and make some big-time plays early. ICC wanted to come out and make a statement early in this match, did so far.
Right, and something that I talked with Coach Sullivan about at halftime too, you can see the way East Central's defending right now. We call that a high press system. Just any ball that gets played into an area, they're just looking to put instant pressure. So the way you break that down is just with just quicker ball movement. As they're moving, as they're anticipating a pass, as they create space behind themselves, you try to exploit that space. And Resendez is a great example of how we were able to do that in the first 2 minutes of the second half.
1-1 is your score. Resendez finds the equalizer. Coming up on 42 minutes to play here in this contest, ICC East Central. We talked about in the girls' match, Deanna Christie come in with 2 beautiful goals. And Coach Sullivan and I was talking about the way that match was going. It could be whoever could find the first goal end up winning, but Deanna was able to come through and get a pair of clutch goals this afternoon to be able to give you that 2-0 win.
Yeah, I think that puts her at 7 total on the year, and so she's just I think maybe 1, possibly 2 off from the North Division lead. And she's been having a very quiet but successful campaign this freshman season. She was nominated for the state Player of the Week a few weeks ago, and she won that award. But just the way she's been playing, even when she's not scoring goals or earning points in a game, she's always contributing. She's always finding space behind the back line. She's always looking to make combination plays with her other forward, and she's just been a great asset to us as a freshman player.
And probably 2 of the most unsung heroes of the day is going to be the fact that Mary Kate Grayson, Haley McGill combined for another shutout. Both those, you got to feel good when you can keep 2 players that are that fresh and come out and produce the way they do in net every day.
Yeah, we're just real fortunate. I think we have 2 of the best goalkeepers in the state, and they happen to be on the same team. And it's such a great camaraderie between those 2. Obviously, there's internal competition, and they both want to play. But whenever one is playing and the other one is on the sideline, you can hear just the excitement, and you can hear just the camaraderie that they're encouraging one another. Whenever a save was made by Haley, who had a little bit more action in the second half than what MK did. MK's over there, hey, great save, Haley, great job, Haley. And that's just something about who we want to be as a team. We want to be encouraging amongst our teammates, but we want that internal competition where, hey, if you want to earn that starting position, it's yours, but also at the same time be respectful for the one that's in there playing and give them encouragement so whenever your time comes in, they can do the same.
Corner's piece that time saved by Brandon White. 50-50 ball controlled by East Central. Coming up now inside 40 minutes to play. Well, Coach, we talked about the importance of this matchup for your ladies, also for the men here. You take a look at the standings right now. It's Hines at 4-1 in the North, 3-1 ICC, well 3-1-1 ICC, 2-1-1 East Central. So this battle right here, very, very important when it comes to positioning for that postseason run.
Right, and this is the time now where everyone starts making that run, building for postseason play, getting an idea of where we'll be sitting. And so the next 2 weeks are extremely important. This is a good build-up here by ICC if we can slot the ball through and maybe go backside. It's a good look, trying to look to go through the line. I think maybe we could do a little bit more danger by playing the ball in front of the line. But the guys are doing a good job of at least trying to exploit that space East Central's given to us.
Yeah, looking a lot more physical, a lot more aggressive than we saw the Indians in the first half as well.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to the nature of this game. It's all about earning points this late in the season, and both of these teams are fortunate enough to be fighting for playoff positioning. And you can see that in the second half now that it's tied. You can see the battle that's taking place right there, a little bit of a shirt tug and a little bit of a jersey tug. And you can see that this game is important for both. With ICC, it'd give us a little bit of separation for second place. For East Central, it would make it a little bit more dangerous in their remaining games to solidify second place too. I think everyone's still kind of chasing Hines right now, though.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, I'm going to have to ask you this question, and it just could be just, feel free to decline the answer, but have they changed the rule to handball? I mean, there were at least 2 or 3 opportunities in your match that could have been called. That last one right there by East Central, in my opinion, by my definition of handball, or my understanding of the definition of handball, was clearly a handball. Have they loosened that up, or the referees just deciding to let them play if it doesn't really kind of alter the flow of the game?
Yeah, it's also about the offside call nowadays too. It's left to the referee's discretion, and so with a handball, I'll talk about that a little bit, and then if we have some time, we talk about the offside. But it's now, did the ball play the hand, or did the hand play the ball? So if a ball bounces up and hits your hand and it was incidental, we're not going to call a handball. However, if you extend your hand out and your hand makes contact with the ball and it was intentional, then we're going to call it a handball. So then you get into this
a whole lot of gray area.
Yeah, then you get, and that's exactly the same thing with the offside call. So offside now is, even if you're in an offside position, if it hits the last defender and the defender was making a play on the ball, well then you're not offside. Well, the gray area is the referee's discretion, the referee's call. And in our league, sometimes you can't tell, are they making a legitimate play on the ball, or did they accidentally just hit it? And that's no offense to the league. It's just the nature of how soccer goes sometimes, So I would much rather it be a set in stone, black and white. Hey, this is a handball because the ball or the hand. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The ball hit the hand.
So that may be just where the area has been today, because we said, here comes an opportunity for the Indians. That ball gets through, tries to poke it through, did Logan Little, just couldn't quite get a strong enough foot on it. I think Logan was kind of caught by surprise. That one got through. He had to keep in mind also not to be offside after it snuck through.
Right, and you can see, that's a little bit of a reaction. You're not expecting that through ball to come in, but good for Logan to put the goalkeeper under pressure and at least challenge him a little bit. I'd like to see us kind of settle down in these next few minutes. We've scored the goal, 5 minutes have passed. The rule of thumb in soccer is a lot of times is, hey, score a goal, let's see what happens in the next 5 minutes, because usually that's whenever a team becomes most vulnerable. Now that is settled down, I'd like us to see this, maybe if we can keep possession a little bit more and move this East Central defense.
1-1 is your score. 36 minutes to play here in the second half. Indians with possession near midfield. ICC trying to complete the sweep of East Central after the Lady Indians won 2-0 in the first game of the afternoon.
And, right there you see Logan Little. Maybe in the first half we were trying to turn that and go at it by ourselves and get into the attack. He drops the ball back to Cesar Perez, and once Cesar has the ball, though, there's no midfielders checking in to help us in possession. So this needs to be a little bit more of a collective agreement with ICC of when we get the ball, let's look to keep the ball and maybe even switch the point of attack, expose these defenders on the outsides, because I think that's where the space that we can exploit is that space on the outsides.
Trying to go along with that toss in that time a little too far. East Central will control. Switching across the pitch, and that's going to be trying to be broken up that time by Ryan Morgan. And he's going to let that one collect and toss it in across the way. Coach, we talked with Coach Mike Sullivan talking about his keys to victory for your ladies. Let's talk about some of your keys to victory for the men this afternoon.
Sure.
Being brought to you by the Bank of Oklahoma.
Well, the first thing is you got to make sure that little kid right there doesn't get on the ball.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking he decided to play.
But, keys to victory is now that the game is tied, you have to look at it. It can go either way. And so it's just about getting back into the system. You can see the build-up now taking place. I think it would be better to open up our back line. You're seeing our back line kind of stay together. I think it would be better to open up our back line and maybe start exploiting that outside space by sending our outside backs forward a little bit more. That would allow for Alexis Resendez to get going forward. It would allow for Logan Little to get going forward and create 2v1 opportunities out wide. So that would be my biggest thing to exploit, is trying to keep that space out wide. You can see this ball here. If Lewis is able to get to it, Logan has the space out wide. And then, of course, just finishing your chances. Resendez already finished one. Logan had a good opportunity. In the final third, this type of game, because it is a playoff atmosphere, you got to finish those final chances.
ICC with it now going on the attack. That's Perez with it. Drops it off to Balichetti. Trying to go wide to Logan Little. Good idea. Logan like he was coming back to the ball. And then there's Little hustling out. And, wow, a lot of contact between both guys. No whistle. Now here comes Huddleston. Huddleston on the cross to Resendez and just could not get on top of that one quick enough.
But you can see that space that's opening up. You can see out wide is a space with Logan Little's ability against their outside back. Even if he doesn't get the ball, that's a good area that we can maybe get at them because it's dangerous. He can get in behind. He can make a cross. Or if he's in behind early on, he can take his first touch going to goal.
They try to feed that one in. East Central trying to clear it out. Balichetti will keep, and it's going to be poked out of bounds. Last touch by East Central.
This is a good opportunity, too, if you just look at the field. You know, all the defenders are on this side closest to the ball. This would be an opportunity for us to maybe look and switch the point of attack and get into that space on the outside, on the other side of the field. So instead of going right back in, Colby should be looking to play to the other side. And you can hear Coach Sullivan also agreeing with us. Why we're going to the same place. It's about freeing up the space. If you keep it where the defenders are, it makes it very easy. Great
Beautiful
early
cross
ball.
right here. Garcia, directly at the keeper that time. Great feed. One of those you've got to finish those right there. That's just gift wrapped.
And that's what we talked about, you know, getting those chances in the final third. That's what we got to do. But it opens up by going wide. Gets wide, play the cross in, and then Lewis is able to take a goal-scoring opportunity. He may have even had time there to take a touch and then have the finish.
Yeah, one of those where he just may have hit the panic button thinking that East Central was closing in a hurry, wanted to get the shot off before missing that opportunity there. Easy save that time for EC. Now here comes the Indians on attack, taken away by East Central. Going to send it out of bounds. The East Central player did not necessarily agree with that call. As the Indians getting set to toss this one in, this would be Perez getting set to toss it in here for the Indians. East Central once again just smothering defensively on the Indians this afternoon.
Really like that throw in. I thought maybe we could have kept it out wide, playing to our outside back right there instead of trying to force it right through the middle. But I like that throw in to try to switch the point of attack.
Send it up to Resendez, and it's going to be sent out of bounds into Firewater Creek across the way.
Had a clock stoppage in our game. Lost one of the game balls. Went into the creek during our match.
Well, we've always called it Firewater Creek. Sully called it Snake Canyon.
Yeah.
So
I've seen a few swimming.
Yeah.
Summer camp, that's usually the most dangerous time because we'll have a few young kids here ranging from 8 to 12, and sometimes they want to go and get in the creek, and I got to remind them that
no,
snakes like to get in there too.
Yep. So just a mad possession for the ball right now. ICC doing a good job, much like East Central did to start the contest, kind of controlling field position and possession here early on in the second half. It's tied 1-1. There's coming up now on 30 minutes to play here in the second half of play.
And you can see with the East Central's formation too, they're running with one forward, and I don't think they're playing for the tie. I don't think that's what they're doing, but I think they're content with keeping their numbers back defensively. Itawamba's been such a dangerous team in the attack this season. When you leave that one forward up top like that, it allows for transition moments and counter moments, but there's no real collective build-up. And so I thought that's a very good smart foul by Itawamba. Got caught finding that target instead of letting him turn and go towards goal. Just give him what we call a professional foul, and now it allows us to get all of our players back behind the ball.
So a free kick opportunity coming up here for East Central. Closing in now inside 30 minutes to play in the second half. 1-1 is your score. Adam Gore, you've got Coach David Strother, head coach of the Lady Indians here in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. Raphael Henry up top running camera here for Let'sGoICCTV.com. And Lee Adams is down on the sideline taking photos, updating Twitter. You can see photos from today's matches and other matches on ICCimages.com. You can order those photos there. Digital downloads available now for $1. So that free kick sailed wide and out of bounds, so it'll be a goal kick coming up here for the Indians. 1-1 is your score. Sub coming into the contest is Courtney Moore for East Central. So ICC now looking to go to work.
Space on this side of us closest to the camera is where it's dangerous, and that's the good ball that we should be looking for. Even in the women's game, that was space that we were looking to exploit. And I don't think there's any similarities necessarily on purpose between the East Central women's team and the East Central men's team, but that's space that's available, and we're starting to find it a little bit more. You can see East Central sitting back now. They're content defending with 9 and a goalkeeper, and they'll just play out to their target forward and look to transition into it.
So that easy stop right there by East Central. Now going to send this one down the pitch, and it's going to be controlled across the way by ICC. Quickly up the pitch they go with it. This is Resendez. Resendez dribbling his way through traffic and slips it forward. And really just no communication between ICC on who wanted to come get it that time, and it's going to be Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick with it now on the wing, trying to break to the outside, and East Central will try to let it go out of bounds, and they do. Coach explained that play there. A whole lot of contact. The official just letting him shield the ball and letting it go out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what it is. He was shielding the ball. It depends on the referee crew. Sometimes you're gonna have a call against you because you're not making a play on the ball. This referee crew decided to just allow him to shield and use his body to play out. I don't always agree with that call. I'd rather, if you're not making a play on the ball, then it's a foul and then it goes back to the other team. You know, sometimes this game is always called the neutralizing game based on size, but the way this game has gone the past few years, it seems like bigger and bigger players are getting involved in it. And sometimes if you're a 5'6", 130-pound player, you don't really have the same advantage as a 6'1", 215-pound player.
ICC with it now at midfield. Up the pitch they go with it. This is going to be Kane with it. Lost it and is going to be sent back and cleared out by East Central.
And those are the balls right there. I think we need to win a little bit more. We're in the attack. Brendan's making a run forward. Goalkeeper clears it out. We need to settle down that second ball as a midfielder and try to keep it into the attack. Backline's doing a good job now of getting in possession. We're finding our midfielders. And Luan, anytime he's on the ball, dangerous things can happen.
Sends ahead to Resendez. Going to try to cut back across the defender, looking to go inside and poked out. Great play that time by East Central. You saw that Resendez was loading up, getting ready to fire a left foot on that one.
Yeah, he likes to dance on the ball, and sometimes it's just one extra touch. Looks like a card's coming this way towards ICC's player.
And that is going to be the call there, as it's going to be Balachete getting the card, and he'll head to the side. I believe that was, who was that coming in for him? Little?
I believe so, yes.
So Logan Little will come back in that case there.
You did a much better job on his last name than what I do. I just call him Luan. So and also appreciate it. I think we were at the Hines match. It was earlier this week, and I think you guys sent them the surnames or the last names of all of our players for pronunciation. You know, with our international players now, and even a few of our local players, sometimes it's a little hard to pronounce. So I know Hines commentating appreciated that.
Yeah, they got to Fran's name and just gave up on it. Rightfully so, though, because that is a very difficult name to say. And wow, what a kick to get that one inside the box to make it dangerous that time. ICC, though, trying to clear it out, and man, that was Trent Pace that got flipped head over heels. And now here comes Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick trying to leave it ahead, and they're going to say he's offside. No way. There's no way. Are you not allowed to release after the ball is sent forward?
No, I don't think with this crew you are, because they missed a few calls on us as well. I mean, there were times in our game where the players were running 3 or 4 yards behind the line to get through the line, and then when she touched the ball, it was called offsides. You know, that's something that I think needs to be understood a little bit deeper with our officiating crews in our league. Sometimes our players are so fast they get into what looks like an offside position, but that's just because they're athletic.
Yeah.
And it's not an offside call at all. And I agree with you. I didn't believe he was offside there either.
So a tough break there for the Indians, as it looks like ICC's got a player shaking up on the field, and that's one thing the Indians just cannot afford any more injuries this season.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. I don't know how much you talked about it in the first half before I stepped in, but this team, as battle tested as they've been, it's always just been the next man up. That's kind of become their mantra and their mentality over the past 3 weeks. I mean, it's been everything from high ankle sprains to knees to broken noses. It seems like every part of the body's been hurting across this team, and the way that they've responded and not really made excuses for it and still to be in second place in the North is a very good testament to their character and what they're shooting for this season as they get ready for the playoffs.
That's one thing we talked about during your match with Coach Sullivan. At the beginning of the year, he said, he thought, he's had talented teams, but he didn't think he had as much talent depth-wise on this team. And he said, unfortunately, but fortunately, it's something he's been able to see
tested.
this season.
Absolutely, it's been tested, and the guys have stepped up. There's a few that aren't playing in their natural positions, and there's a few that we're realistically looking at being their first season a little bit more of development instead of earning minutes. And the way that they've all embraced it, it's been really, really impressive.
Coach, let's do a little soccer 101 for those fans that are watching that may not necessarily know, and I'm guessing our viewership is going to be people with a lot of vast knowledge to the game of soccer. You just saw there after that injury timeout where East Central kicked it right back to our keeper. Explain that to fans that may not know.
Yeah, so soccer is known as the gentleman's game, and that's just part of the gentleman's agreement. If a foul was called or an injury was called, and instead of giving it to the team that could maybe be at an advantage, just the respectful thing to do is give it back to the team that had the injured player. So sometimes officials will do what's known as a drop ball, which is something I don't agree with either. So a drop ball takes place, and from there, the team that is stepping in allows it to just be played back to the team that had the injury, and it's just a respectful factor. Every once in a while, you're going to see a team that doesn't use the gentleman's agreement, and they'll bomb one on trying to take a shot. So I think there was a team about 2 weeks ago we were playing here at home, and it happened in the men's game. So no love lost there against those opponents.
Yeah, that's a good way for the JUCO factor to come out in those type situations.
Very true. Very true.
Good opportunity there by the Indians on that last trip down. Just a little too much on the touch. Send ahead out of bounds, and East Central now will have it. 1-1 is your score. ICC East Central tied here in the men's match. If you're just now joining us, the Lady Indians picked up a 2-0 victory off a pair of goals by Deanna Christie to pick up a big-time win and punch their ticket to the playoffs. So we're talking with Coach David Strother here in the men's match, and appreciate him coming up and helping out with the broadcast this evening. A little bit under the weather, so if I sound a little funny or, well, I should say more weird than normal talking about soccer, Coach, I really appreciate you coming up in this match.
No, absolutely, man. I'm glad I was able to make it today. I think this is the first one I've done this season, and so I appreciate you guys inviting me up to the booth. I know you had some probably 3 or 4 hours you had to go through against with football yesterday too.
Yeah, yeah. Another good opportunity, just a little too tall for the Indians that time. And, Coach, you're starting to see the Indians creep in a little bit closer, knocking on that door to get that go-ahead goal.
Yeah, and this is the type of game, I think it's just that one more goal. I don't think either team's going to score necessarily a 2-goal separation in this match. So this is where you have to make sure in the final 20 minutes or so you're disciplined defensively, you don't give away anything easy, and then off of that defensive shape, how can you counter, how can you maybe get a quick moment to get into their back line. And you could see that ball that we just played to Brendan Kane. That was a great opportunity to exploit the space through the middle instead of wide.
Balichetti checks back into the contest during that last break. Now here comes the Warriors on the attack, but ICC counters nicely. East Central gets it back, though. EC trying to go to work. Almost looks like EC now is just trying to draw those free kicks. Anytime ICC gets near them, they start looking like they're falling, walking on ice, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm. And I think this game is going to remain physical. Last 20 minutes, both teams recognize the importance for them. The good thing is neither team is eliminated from the playoff contention by losing this match.
Right.
So, it's really about just earning placement within the top three. Neither team can guarantee a playoff position by winning this match either. So it's just about continuing that placement over the next week and a half, and that's the nature of our league. League play goes by very quickly, and so you got to make sure that you are capitalizing on all of your opportunities when you get them, both individually in each game and then also overall, of course, through the course of the league.
Dangerous opportunity broken up nicely that time by Sam Young. Now will result in a corner kick coming here for the Indians. And I have not been running my clock, folks, so I apologize for that. So basically, I'm just going to kill the clock.
20 to go.
Yep.
Just a little over 20 to go. No injury time. If you're unaware of that, whenever the buzzer sounds, it just leads straight to overtime.
Sending that one on the corner, broken up nicely that time by the Indians. So, yeah, I will just give the time here the rest of the way out through the play-by-play. As that one's going to be cleared back, and it should belong to the Indians, and it will. 20 and a half to go here in the contest. ICC and East Central tied at 1. This is going to be number 12, Brian Heredia, checking into the contest. Looks like Indians sitting in 2. I didn't see who the other one was.
I didn't see it either. I apologize.
Looks like it might have been Brendan Kane checking back in. Either way it goes, here come the Indians now with numbers, trying to get out.
Yeah, good counter opportunity here.
Resendez going inside, had it poked away, and he was tackled inside the box, but the referee's letting him play. Wow. I'll tell you what, if they're going to let him play that physical, might as well, anytime anybody gets near the goal, come in and take them down.
I haven't seen a lot of PKs called this season, and I thought that there have been some real physical opportunities both in the women's game and men's game in the box this season. And I don't know if that's going back to the nature of our officiating, if they're just wanting it to be a little bit more natural, you know, instead of making a call that decides a game, just let the game play out. But you definitely see a little bit more physicality in the game, especially on the men's side in this league than maybe what we've seen in the past.
Well, here comes the Indians. Kirkpatrick, beautiful touch. Broken up nicely, though, that time by East Central. ICC trying to get it back now.
That's a
Sends
good
it ahead.
ball.
Beautiful goal. Oh, just wide. Beautiful touch. Good feed that time. The Indians, though, just could not execute and get the goal. Boy, that would have been a big one.
Yeah, and that's something that Jay Kirkpatrick gives to the team. You know, he plays out wide in a position, but he likes to take his first touch inside and dribble. And so when he does that, it makes the defenders try to close down to him. And you can see the lanes that open up. When that defender draws to you, it opens up the lanes behind, and it was a great slotted ball for an opportunity for a finish there by ICC.
So the Indians continue to knock on the door here, just cannot find a way to put it in the back of the net. Luis Garcia will check in now here for the Indians. This substitution being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. ICC BSU meets Monday nights at 7:07. They also meet Wednesdays at lunch. All they ask is bring $2 and a friend. Don't forget that $2 for your friend. That's the ICC BSU luncheon every Wednesday. They're located right across the street from the e-learning building, not too familiar with campus, just at an angle across from the Student Service Building here in Fulton. Well, Coach, got to say this. Congratulations. 2 girls on the homecoming court.
Yeah.
Hannah Covington, representing freshmen. And I think I saw today where Ferris was elected the homecoming queen.
Oh, was she? I didn't even know. So, well, that is amazing. Super, super excited for those two. I know that they were doing a lot of campaigning. And it wasn't interfering too terribly much with our practice times. But a lot of brownies were made, a lot of cupcakes were made, and don't let those girls take credit for that. That was their moms doing all of that. So congratulations to both of them. I know that's an exciting opportunity for Ferris. I was joking with Dr. Allen, our new Itawamba president, and I was telling him, you know, we'll just have to figure out if the opportunity is for us to host the state tournament. We'll just have to figure out, is Ferris going to play in her dress, or is she going to maybe earn the crown in her jersey? So we'll just have to figure that out based on the timing of the tournament. And we still have a few games to go before that decision's made anyway.
That would be a fun decision to have to make.
Yeah, we're excited about it. You know, right now I believe we're 2 points behind Holmes, who's currently in first place, and so it could very well come down to the final match of the season. We need to do what we need to do against Northwest next week, and they're always a tough opponent for us. We were fortunate enough to win against them 2 weeks ago, 1-0 in overtime. So we know that the next 2 matches for us to legitimately have a chance to host, we have to win both of those.
Absolutely, as that ball goes out of bounds, and now ICC with it, trying to go on the attack.
Like this build up instead of just turning and trying to do it by himself. Don't really like the turnover by Brian. That's something out of nature for him. He usually doesn't turn that ball over so easily.
And now, ball just being a mad possession between both teams here, and saying play on.
Yeah, and you can see how much this game is opening up too, just how much separation there is from each line. The game is going to really create opportunities where we can maybe get in 1v1 based on how separated each one of these teammates are from one another. And pretty bad midfield play by both teams right now. Now that we've got the ball to the forwards, we can maybe look to get in behind the back line.
And Coach, I can confirm Ferris Bradley will be this year's homecoming queen.
That is great. And so congratulations again to Ferris Bradley. And it's such a great honor for her to represent our school in that magnitude. I'm a little partial. My wife years ago was homecoming queen for her college also.
Not years ago, just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's right. That's
there
right.
You go.
That's right. Only 2 or
3 years ago. Of course, Miss Nina working in the Community Relations Department, a great addition to the Community Relations, doing a lot of great things for us there. Putting in a lot of hours is Miss Nina, so we do appreciate most definitely Miss Nina. She was able to break away today and come watch your match.
I know, she snuck in. I saw her. Usually she's on the spectator sideline, but she was sitting with Dr. Allen, our current president, in his golf cart, and they were both on our sideline. So, hopefully she was supporting us, but also, at the same time, trying not to multitask and do too much work. You guys in the Community Relations Department do such a phenomenal job, not just with sports, but the way that you promote our community in our college here within the community. We greatly appreciate it. So thank you guys for what you do, and obviously my wife. I thank her for what she does too.
Most definitely, and Coach, we saw it. That's got to be offsides. Now they're going to say play on, and Brandon White comes up and makes an amazing stop there for the Indians. Still got to play through, though, as East Central has it. Tries to poke it in the backside, and, boy, I tell you what, big-time play by Brandon White. He looks to be shanking up on the play. Came up and maybe took a kick to the knee, and, boy, I tell you what, careful there. They're going to ask the clock to stop in this situation. Slapping the goalpost in frustration to be a corner kick coming up here. And that's going to be the second time that Brandon has been hit today. He took a inadvertent shoulder to the midsection to knock the breath out of him earlier, and looks like that time, as you said, he's coming up to make a play on the ball, and looks like he may have just taken a inadvertent kick to the knee. Yeah, and it's just a physical game. Right? It has a playoff atmosphere to it. He's battling for a ball he thinks he can get. East Central's attackers are battling for a ball that they think they can get to, and he just happened to be on the wrong end of that challenge right there. So corner kick coming up here for East Central. Bad touch. Break for the Indians there, as that one just got sent straight into the wall, and then EC just sends it out of bounds. Well, Coach, we talked about it. We saw last night ICC football. They picked up a big 68-28 win. President Allen, Dr. Allen, went down there to talk to the football team, congratulate them on the win. Stuck around for the Battle of the Bands that went on for about 30 minutes after the football game. Took a selfie with the band members after the game, and then came down and talked to the players after your victory today. Yeah, that's got to make you as a coach, the girls, and the rest of the athletics, and really the college as a whole, feel good knowing that he's proactive and very interactive with not only just the faculty and staff, but also the students. Yeah, and you just spoke perfectly on it. I mean, we are here because of the students, and we want to give an environment, not just the student athletes, we want to give all the students on our college campus an environment of feeling like they have a purpose and feeling like they have a voice. And it's been real nice with our administration just to see that take place. The interaction, not just by our president's office and our president, but also our vice presidents, the way they interact with our students, the open panels they have for communication. It's just real exciting. And in our selfishly as a coach, yes, it's nice whenever the president comes down and congratulates you for a win, and has a lot of good things to say about the players and knows them specifically by name too. I really appreciate that and his leadership that he's shown within the past 4 or 5 months. 12.5 minutes to play here in the second half. ICC East Central tied at 1. We do want to welcome our friends, I should say, watching in support of East Central this afternoon here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. Do remind you, ICC Soccer will be on the road at Northwest. That's going to be on October the 13th, and then they'll come back home against Holmes before wrapping up the season against a pair of non-division games. I believe you guys have Southwest Tennessee. Correct. And then Andrew College for the men. That's going to be on October the 20th. I know it's on a Friday. Yeah. And so usually I just kind of take it week by week. But that'll be sophomore day. Right. As always, a very special day there for the program. But, Coach, the playoffs quickly approaching. So this is the time of year for you and Coach Sullivan. You really want to see your team start to play their best soccer, reach that peak. No, you're right. And we even talked about that with my team after our game today. That was our 6th game in 7 matches that we've had a shutout. And it's also our 6th win in 7 matches. And so
the game that we did give up a goal, it was an overtime goal, and so I love the way we're playing defensively right now. I think we could be a little bit more aggressive going to goal, but that's just me being selfish and trying to pinpoint certain details. But this is the time, you're right, where we want to be playing our best, and this league is just so wide open this year. It seems like anyone that makes the playoffs, on the women's side especially, I think there's a few teams on the men's side that are playing well also. But on the women's side, it seems like one out of the six, any one of the six that do have the opportunity to qualify on any given day could advance and also win the whole tournament.
Chris Perez in for East Central. Alex Resendez checking in for ICC, as that substitution being brought to you by the Bank of Okolona. John Harrod and Company out there at the Bank of Okolona, proud to sponsor ICC Athletics and support the Chickasaw and surrounding areas. Visit bankofokolona.com. So ICC with it, 1-1 is the score. 10.5 minutes to play here in the second half. And the officials continuing to let them play. Resendez had it, lost it, got it back.
There you go,
and I tell you what, when you make a preacher mad, you know you're not calling a good match. You just heard Brother Chris underneath us there getting vocal towards that one. And the main concern, Coach Strother, is not the foul calls. It's the simple fact that eventually these guys are going to get upset that this game is getting the physical the way it is, and the referee's got to keep this thing under control.
Yeah, it's never the first one that matters. It's always that fourth or fifth, if it doesn't get called, that's the one that turns into a little bit of an issue. And with the nature of this game and the importance of this game for both teams, you don't want that fourth or fifth call to be something that's detrimental to a team or even a player. You don't want to see a player receive a red card for something malicious just done out of anger. And you can see the chippiness that's starting to take place around the ball. It's just not much. Yeah. It's just not much organized defensively. It's more of there's my ball, and I'm just going to go through you to go get that ball.
There's another example of it right there, and once again, no stoppage by the official, just letting them play. As you said, you know, they want to let the natural national flow of this game kind of decide it, but at the same time, as a referee, your job is to keep that flow in control, and it just hasn't been there. And just a tough touch there, as looks like Resendez's foot just slipped out from under him. Would have been a great opportunity there for the Indians.
Yeah, the key word is just control. That's the responsibility of any officiating crew, is just to control a match. Never decide a match, never dictate a match, just control a match. And it seems like right now it's getting a little bit too wide open.
And that's going to be number 11, Bogle. He's breaking that one up now, sends it ahead. This is going to be Kane with it. That's going to send it back to Bogle, reset the offense. Bogle's going to send it out wide.
You can see how tight and compact East Central has gotten with their back line and midfield line. This is an opportunity where if we can switch a play and play a ball over the line instead of playing it out wide, maybe we can start looking to play over the line since they're playing so compact now.
All right, so answer me this. That was, in my opinion, a loose ball that the ICC was going after. They called it offside on the Indians.
Welcome to the MAC, Jason.
Well, see, my thing is, and I'm not ashamed to tell people this, you know, my sports background, the sports I covered, was not a whole lot of soccer, next to no soccer. So I'm continuing to learn the game, and I consider myself doing a pretty decent job of coming to understand the game better than it was 3 or 4 years ago. And I kind of feel like I'm like, oh, wait a minute, maybe I'm just dumb and don't understand it.
No, about the time you figure it out, then something comes in and completely changes what you think. So sometimes I'm scratching my head as well. So don't get frustrated in it. And it's just sometimes the nature of some calls could go either way, and instead of it allowing it to play out, they just make a call.
Well, he gave it to me, I think, kind of as a joke. Coach Cody Carson, former assistant coach here, was a Soccer for Dummies book. And what little did he know? An easy opportunity. And how was that not offside?
Well, there wasn't an offside opportunity there. Our defender was goal side of that.
Okay, I see it now.
But just allowing that ball to get played in, with 8 minutes or 7 minutes left in the game, try to be a little bit tighter on the defensive back line.
And so a break there for East Central as they finally get a breakthrough, and they take a 2-1 lead now with 7 minutes and 6 seconds to play here. And still a lot of time to play, but the Indians need to be a little bit more aggressive here, see if they can go back and find that equalizer once again.
Definitely. And it was a good finish. East Central forward hit it with the outside of his foot, bent it back away from the goalkeeper and the defender that was marking him. You can hear Coach Sullivan talking to his team. There's plenty of time, and he's absolutely right. 7 minutes left on the clock for a soccer match. I've seen 4 goals scored in 7 minutes before. I don't think that's going to happen within this game, but there's certainly enough time for at least 3, maybe 4 legitimate opportunities for East Central or for ICC to build into the attack.
And that ball is going to go out of bounds. Should result in a corner kick coming up here for the Indians. And this is where you got to make it dangerous right here.
Mm-hmm. And these are the ways that you get back into a game. You earn opportunities through corner kicks. Corner kicks allow you to get more numbers into the box. More numbers create goal scoring opportunities. So we just need a good quality cross off of this corner kick and someone aggressively to go get on this ball.
That one's sent in by Logan Little. Bogle trying to break it up there. And East Central continues to battle to break that one through. Resendez controls, fires from distance, but that was going to be too high. Good idea, just couldn't quite get it to pin quick enough to come back in on goal. And I think that was kind of opposite of what Sully was talking about. Don't panic.
Mm-hmm.
I think you saw the Indians that time didn't get the good feed off the corner kick and kind of hit that panic button.
Yeah, and sometimes that frustration touch gets the best of us. You think that there's no other opportunity than just to kick it forward. And if he would just kind of check his surroundings, he probably could have gone outside and then got another cross back in.
So looking to go backdoor. Here's an opportunity for the Indians. Oh, just too tall. And looks like that time the ICC player.
It's Brendan Kane, I believe.
Kane, his back of his head went into the knee of the keeper, and he is down on the turf. Let's take a quick timeout and hear a few words from sponsors. Let's hear from Renaissance Bank. We'll be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message.
Surrender to the toppings.
Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza.
And welcome back to action as Brandon Kane able to go over to the sideline on his own power. Got the concussion quick protocol. Really no problem with anything there. And so he will have to check out due to the injury. And Jake Kirkpatrick will check back in.
And me as a former player and also as a current coach, I love that concussion protocol.
Yeah.
I think it's a great thing. I know that sometimes it does take away from the rhythm of the game, but I don't think there's any reason to risk any type of head injury. So anytime there's contact made with the ball or even with another opponent, you don't ever want to risk that. So it's nice to see the officials maintain that part of the game and just go ahead and make the substitution.
Yeah, I'm going to back you up 100% on that. As somebody who's had 3 concussions in his lifetime, you can't take enough protocol on that, in my opinion. East Central had another opportunity. Nice job that time just firing to see if he can get it to sneak into the corner of the net that time. Did not. And so with 5:18 and counting now, this is going to be Kane checking back into the contest. And East Central is going to send in a pair of subs as well. This will be number 15, Romero, and number 10, that's going to be Artica, checking in here for East Central. So ICC trailing in this contest with inside 5 minutes to play now. 2-1 is the score in favor of East Central. ICC trying to find that equalizer here late in the contest. Garcia had it, lost it. East Central comes up and gets it now. Ow, off the chest of Chase Huddleston. Huddleston pops it up, sends it out wide to Logan Little. Little, though, just can't quite find the handle on it as it goes out of bounds back to East Central. You got Adam Gore and Coach David Strother here in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. Raphael Henry up top running the camera for letsgoicctv.com. And Lee Adams is on the sideline updating Twitter and taking photos. You can order those photos at iccImages.com. That's iccImages.com. They do have digital downloads available now for $1. Trying to cross that one from deep and had an opportunity, and just nobody there for the Indians. Now backside to Logan Little, and had it broke up nicely again by East Central.
Yeah, great hard work by Brendan Kane stepping back in after that collision. Just keeping the ball in play. He didn't really have a good angle to take a shot, so he just played it back across, which was nice.
One referee's pointing the other way, the other one with a late signal comes in and says East Central ball. Well, I'll tell you what, it's one of those, as coaches, I know you go back and watch game film. I think at the end of the day, if maybe some of these referees, both from your match and this match, go back and watch some of the film, they might see where they have plenty of room to improve as well.
All about accreditation, man. Making sure that you're on top of your game. Us coaches, we have to go in for accreditation and become better coaches. We'd like to see it all the way up and down through every entity within our league, not just through coaches, but also through maybe some of the officiating.
I agree.
It's not my game, so I can say those things now.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that. So 3 minutes to play here in the contest. East Central with a 2-1 advantage, trying to steal some points on the road here. And that one just a little too tall, couldn't go up and get it. And now here come the Indians. This is Logan Little here near screen. Head they go just a little too far on that touch, as they had Kane streaking across the backside. Just could not quite get the proper angle on it to find him there. And a punt forward and somehow just bounced past two players and into the possession of East Central. And East Central is going to send it ahead.
And East Central is going to be content with that for the remainder of these next 2 minutes, just getting the ball and sending it forward. You know, they just don't want to have anything back close to their goal to be dangerous. You know, they're going to get the ball and they're just going to kick it up, trying to kill off the clock and earn 3 points on the road.
So here comes East Central trying to run it up quickly here. Send it back to the middle. And it's going to be taken away by the Indians. This is Chase Huddleston. Huddleston pokes it down the side. He's going to get it back now. Send it across the middle. And now East Central, as you said, just trying to send anything as far as they can down the pitch just to get the Indians further away, see if they can maybe just eat up as much clock as possible here. 1.5 to play. Indians trail 2-1. ICC trying to hurry up and find that equalizer. 1 minute, 30 seconds to play. Resendez with it now. Knifing his way through traffic, sends it ahead, and he is tackled. And the Indians need to hurry up on this one.
Similar to a corner kick, just take time to set it up properly. You don't have to rush through it. Put the numbers where you want them to be and organize them. It looks like East Central's going to hold on the 18-yard line, which gives us space to go right over the top.
And that's what they're doing there. They send it inside, and the ball is batted out, and that should be a corner opportunity here, and it will be.
Yes.
So another opportunity coming up here for the Indians. Can we have a thrilling finish here in Fulton? ICC trailing 2-1. 50 seconds remaining. Logan Little getting set to put a foot into this corner opportunity. Kick is on its way. And it's going to be cleared out by East Central. And a hard shot deflected out that time by East Central. Boy, you know that one hurt. And East Central wisely lets that go. Kudos to that fan, though, from the ICC players.
It's actually a former ICC player. Ford, I believe is his last name. He was here as a freshman last year, so it's great to see him still supporting the team. He decided not to play this year as a sophomore, but it's great to see him support the team and actually help us right there.
12 seconds to go here. Garcia with it. Sends it. Kane looking for it. The smart play by the keeper to come up and just bat that one out. And East Central is going to escape with the 2-1 victory over the Indians this afternoon. And it's a big one there as they pick up the points on the road with the final score of 2-1 with the win over ICC. Well, Coach Strother, I know you want to wrap things up top. Just a tough loss for the Indians.
Yeah, and it's just a good competition. I think it's a good testament to where the league's going. It's a competitive game. It's a playoff atmosphere before the playoffs even hit. And so hopefully the guys can look at this as a learning experience. Of course, you're never going to want to be happy with the loss, but learn from this experience and recognize maybe some different ways they could have protected themselves from going down 1-0. Because in playoffs, you don't have those opportunities. You can always get back in. But great, hard-fought battle by both teams today here on our ICC soccer field.
Well, it's a split here in Fulton. ICC, the Lady Indians win 2-0 in the first match of the day. The Indians fall 2-1 here in the nightcap. So for Coach David Strother, Mike Sullivan, Raphael Henry, and Lee Adams, this is Adam Gore saying good night. And as always, roll Tribe.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.